and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Friday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert here, Rico there. Good afternoon, Rico.
Hello.
How's the day, man?
So far, so good. Happy Spider-Man Day to all, and to all a great night.
I saw your little shoes that you want. Little 10 and a halfs, the size. Is that true?
I don't know why you're saying little, but yeah.
The 10 and a half is the size. Well, it's smaller than me.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Why are you saying little?
Okay, so 10 and a half is your size.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I've got my Across the Spider-Verse Jordans on.
10 and a half in men's.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. No, 10 and a half in children's.
Anyway,
in kids. What is your problem?
As always,
you steal my carrot cake and you make fun of my shoe size.
As always, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line are both open to you guys the entire show, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951, all avenues for you guys to get in touch with the show. We have a jam-packed show today as we are welcoming in this exciting Huskers weekend. First, we're going to talk to Jon Arias, the voice of Wisconsin volleyball. He's on the line. And then we'll be joined by Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska to talk a little Huskers football in the second segment and wrap it all up with our weekend picks as usual. So without further ado, let's get right into it, where we're joined by Jon Arias, the voice of Wisconsin volleyball, ahead of probably one of the most anticipated matches in college volleyball for that's in a very long time. So, Jon, appreciate you joining the show. How's life treating you so far? Oh no!
Do we not have Jon?
Go figure out whether or not. Yes, go figure out. There he is.
Guys, I'm here.
There he is. There's Jon. Jon, how's life, man?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Not too bad. All right, so Jon, let's just dive right into it. A real anticipated match tomorrow night between number 1 Wisconsin, number 2 Nebraska. Just give us your preliminary thoughts here on the Badgers versus the Huskers, a series that has gone the Badgers' way the last 10 matches.
Yeah, and those have been, two throughout these last 10 matches. Both teams have always been, stellar, right? So, I know there's been 10 in a row, but, just got to give credit to Nebraska. It's not as if, you're facing Rutgers 10 times in a row, right? Obviously. Okay, so now that we've established that, I think that this matchup could just be one of those epic battles that we've seen Nebraska and Wisconsin battle to in the past, I think that Wisconsin is obviously playing really well right now. So is Nebraska. And guys, it's so hard to predict volleyball. So many times I want to say, hey, the Badgers have won 30 straight sets. Let's just keep this thing going. Is it going to end in 3? And I can convince myself sometimes that I could see that happening. And on the flip side, I could see Nebraska obviously doing the same thing to Wisconsin. So that's what I think obviously makes this matchup also so intriguing, is that you get to finally watch it unfold, and we get to see what actually happens when 1 versus 2 actually meets on the court.
Well, we're speaking to Jon Arias, the voice of Wisconsin volleyball on the Allo. I know, on the Allo VIP line brought to you by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. Jon, us Husker fans know that the strength of this Nebraska squad is their defense. Well, when you look at Wisconsin, you have a player like Anna Schmreck, and you have some other players that are hitting in terms of individual hitting percentage, some of the best in the country. I guess, how do you see this match, this battle going back and forth with some really, really good offensive players and hitters for Wisconsin against this really tough defense for Nebraska?
Right. Well, I mean, it all starts with serve and pass. If you ask any coach, they're going to say, are you serving well? Are you passing well? And if Wisconsin is able to handle Nebraska's serve, that's going to stress out the Nebraska defense a little bit more, because then that's going to allow the Badgers offense, which has been so dynamic this season, to get some of those high percentage hitters the ball, right? And a couple of those players, Carter Booth and Anna Smrek, right? So if you're able to pass well and the setters have many options, that's going to be the key for those numbers to continue. And then the other thing is, I mean, you just, I guess, try to just stay away from Lexi Rodriguez, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because she's just going to scoop up or vacuum in anything that is near her. So, avoid Lexi Rodriguez if possible. And I think it's going to be the Badgers passing, which is going to help, if they can find those, high percentage hitters, it's going to flow a lot better for the Badgers if they're able to handle the serving of Nebraska well.
Now, Jon, Wisconsin, no slouch, obviously, 28 straight Big Ten conference victories for the Badgers. And the last few matches, they've done it without one of their setters in MJ Hamill and without one of their best hitters in Devin Robinson. They suited up in the last game, but they didn't get onto the court against Ohio State. Not to garner any inside information unless you can give some, but what can we expect from Wisconsin with or without those two?
Well, by the way, your guess is as good as mine whether or not those two will play. But like you said, they were dressed. They were on the court for the Badgers last match. So I would hope or anticipate, if you're coming from a Wisconsin perspective, that they can get on the court. If you see MJ and Izzy on the court, it's going to be more like the Badger team that you've seen through the majority of the season and of last season, right? So this team is really used to running a 6-2 offense where MJ will handle half the rotations and Izzy will handle the other half. And I think they're really comfortable in that. So if MJ plays and they kind of go back to the original look of the Badgers to start the season and of last season, I think they're going to be really comfortable there. If they don't, I think the last few matches, albeit Rutgers and Maryland were a couple of those matches, and I think you have to be a little careful, right? Just looking at the stats when you play those two teams, the Badgers held Rutgers to like 4 points in one of those sets. So anyway, the point is this. I think they're more comfortable, too, running a 5-1 because that's what they've been doing the last three matches with Izzy Ashburn, just kind of running the show. And what that also allowed them to do the last three matches, and I would hope we would see this at times on Saturday night, is since Robinson was out, Anna Smrek was in her place, and Smrek actually got to serve. Now, Smrek, if you don't know, is 6'9". She's a junior, and she has probably the best serve on the team when it's on. So, the point is when it's on, because there are times when her serve can get away from her, right? Where it might be, 20 feet past the end line. But when she's going, it's really hard to pass. In fact, I think Kelly Sheffield would tell you when it's on, she's probably their best server. So the last three matches has allowed her to get a little bit comfortable behind the service line. So, whether they go to a 6-2, I think they're going to be okay with that. If they don't play MJ and they go to Izzy on a 5-1, I also think that the last three matches has given them some confidence that they can kind of morph and adjust on the fly if needed.
Now, Nebraska and Wisconsin are two of the best teams offensively, defensively, obviously in the ratings 1 and 2. But what would you consider the strength of this team? Is it how they block the ball? Is it the amount of digs they get? Is it their offense? Like, what exactly is the best part of Wisconsin volleyball?
From an offensive perspective, the best part is that they're balanced. Is that it can be Devin Robinson, it can be Anna Smrek, it can be Sarah Franklin, it can be the middles like Carter Booth if you get enough good passing. So they can spread the wealth around. I really like that aspect of Wisconsin. Defensively, they're really good too, especially at the net. When you've got one of those rotations where Carter Booth at 6'7" and Anna Smrek at 6'9" is out there blocking, it gives a look that teams usually don't see, right? There's not a lot of 6'9", 6'7" combos out there that can go up at the net and block together. So defensively, they're really good. They've outblocked every single opponent except for one this season. But I would have to say, just their balanced offense, I think, is one of their strongest attributes. Defensively, they're good. And then one last thing I can add to this is Wisconsin's serving since Big Ten play started has been the best in the Big Ten. And Yulia Ojo, she's the libero, outside hitter turned libero this season because of necessity. She has just been on a streak where she's unstoppable. Izzy Aspern is the career leader in aces at Wisconsin. She just had 4 aces the other match for the Badgers. Sarah Franklin's been serving so well. Kelly Sheffield talked about the serving a middle blocker, Caroline Crawford, how much that's improved. Anna Smrek, like the serving by Wisconsin, Nebraska's going to have to be ready because the Badgers are going to send server after server, just, trying to get them out of system. And if Nebraska can't handle those serves, I think then the, it kind of flips toward Wisconsin as far as the advantages on the serve and pass game.
We're speaking with Jon Arias, Wisconsin volleyball play-by-play, and you mentioned Sarah Franklin a couple of times in that last answer, and that's somebody that I don't know if people remember, but earlier this year was sidelined indefinitely with, I think it was blood clots. How has Wisconsin been since she's returned, and how great is it just to see her back on the volleyball court?
Oh, it's awesome. So, yeah, the blood clotting happened this summer, and there was a point where doctors said, listen, I'm not sure if you're going to play volleyball ever again, but we're going to just move forward. So it's a very emotional time for her. So she goes from getting ready for the season, getting ready to take the team's foreign trip to, hey, you might not even play the sport you love again. And obviously things went well for her and she recovered very quickly. It was the best possible outcome for the situation that was presented to her. And she has just been outstanding. Guys, Sarah Franklin, from a Badger fan perspective, is so much fun to watch. She can hit with the best of them. She can hit it hard, I guess. She can finesse shots over the net. She's got this cut shot that is really, really tough to do and tough to stop for opposing teams. And not only is she, accumulating kills, she was just the Big Ten Player of the Week. I think she averaged like 5.7 kills per set last weekend. But that's hard to do because the Badgers are winning in 3 sets. You know what I mean? So like getting to double figures in 3 sets is really hard to do. You really have to be efficient and successful. And she has been, and her hitting percentage is the best of her career as well. So like everything's working for her. It's just an amazing story that she goes from, I don't know if I'm going to play again, to just having this outstanding season leading the #1 team in the country.
We're speaking to Jon Arias, the voice of Wisconsin volleyball here on the Allo VIP line. And John, I want to step away from the players and talk about the coaches in this match, because you have on one side, Husker fans are real familiar with John Cook. Obviously, he's won 87% of his games while at Nebraska, close to 700 wins at his time with the Huskers. But then on the other side, you have a coach that brought Wisconsin their first national title back in 2021, Kelly Sheffield. Talk about Kelly Sheffield and the type of coach that he is, and then just also the legendary coaches that are going to be in tomorrow night's match.
Yeah, it's such a cool coaching matchup, isn't it? Because obviously John Cook has all the accolades and success that he's had, and Kelly over the last 10 years plus now at Wisconsin has just came in right off the bat and led him to a national championship in his first year in 2013. They lost to Penn State, but 2021 was the season they finally broke through and were able to pick up that national championship. It's going to be outstanding. And Kelly, what I know this, Kelly Sheffield can't wait for this, not only from the perspective of, okay, this is going to be a good test for his team, and they're going to see how their team reacts to being in a hostile environment, big time match against an excellent team. Like there's all those variables that he's going to love, but he also loves chess matches, right? He loves the chess match that is volleyball. And I know he's going to be playing against one of the greatest, right? They're going to be going toe for toe. There's going to be adjustments made. He's going to notice things that are tendencies of Cook, or maybe things that new that John Cook is going to try with his team. And he loves that aspect. He's, his coaching style, he's come in here and he's just been, had the attitude of just get 1% better every day. If you can get 1% better every day as a team, and you can focus on those small things, by the end of the season, by December, if you're playing well, all those things are going to add up and you're going to be a better team. And that's basically what he's looking for at the start of every season. He just wants data. As the season starts in the non-conference and even before that in practices and as it develops into the Big Ten season, he's still just looking for data. He's looking for what do the numbers show him are the best matchups on the court. And as you get later in the season, then you adjust and you start to really round out exactly how you want to look, and you put the best numbers with the best statistics, the best people in the best spots. And then obviously there's a little bit of feel to that as well as a coach. But man, I know he loves that part of the game, the numbers, the chess match, and he's got a great opponent as far as coach v. coach in John Cook. That's going to be a really fun part of the match to watch as well.
Now, John, this is just an overall volleyball, view something that I've noticed throughout this season is, Nebraska has Volleyball Day in Nebraska and sells out the football stadium. And after that, you've got week after week, day after day of volleyball programs saying that, we have a new attendance record at our facility. We in some schools are doing that multiple times this season. Wisconsin, going to they played where the Bucks play. What was that? Fiserv?
Fiserv Forum, yep.
Yeah, they played Fiserv and had all those people there and set the indoor record for a volleyball match. I mean, how perfect is it that Nebraska and Wisconsin meet up 1-2, 18-0, just a crazy rivalry in this season of volleyball where it just seems like the sport is exploding on the national scene?
Yeah, I think that's a really good observation. Is that I agree with you that this sport has, with all the, like you mentioned, all the different schools around the country bringing in thousands of fans, school record numbers in attendance, and the Badgers have been a part of a lot of those this season. Arkansas drew an attendance record when they were in Fayetteville. Northwestern drew an attendance record. Florida drew an attendance record. Fiserv Forum, that was a 17,000. So, something is happening with the sport, and it's, I think, a combination of obviously fan interest, which there's been heavy fan interest in Lincoln and Madison for several years, but now it's kind of going out across the rest of the country. That and opportunity. They're getting opportunities to be showcased on networks. And by the way, I think this has got to will challenge Big Ten Network for its highest viewership of any volleyball match. Mm-hmm. This one has the potential to top anything they've ever done in the past. And it's because of what we've been seeing over the last year or even the last couple of years too. I think there's a growing thirst for volleyball. People want to watch it. They want to consume it. It's easy to watch. There's action all the time. It takes 90 minutes to 2 hours usually. And now they're getting the opportunity to be, on these networks and, move off the streaming platforms a little bit, although obviously streaming is going to be around for a while. And I just look too, guys. I mean, I know we're talking about Saturday, but just to look ahead a little bit further, on the 29th, Wisconsin faces Minnesota at the Fieldhouse, and that game is going to be on Fox television. Wow. That's going to follow the Packers-Vikings game. So, across the nation, it's going to be showcased to fans, and that is going to draw millions of people to that viewership too. But yeah, it's really cool. It's cool to see everything that's been happening, and I think this one is going to challenge some of those numbers Big Ten Network has seen as far as broadcasts.
Last one before we go ahead and let you go. We're talking to Wisconsin volleyball play-by-play broadcaster Jon Arias with us. Last one before we go ahead and let you go, John. Tomorrow night's match, it's almost impossible to predict because these two squads, you look at like the volleyball rankings, like by tiers, if you will, and it feels like Wisconsin and Nebraska are kind of in a league of their own, which makes tomorrow night's match just that much more anticipated, but also that much harder to predict. It's going to be a really fun environment tomorrow night.
Yeah, you're right. They both are in that upper echelon tier. Guys, I cannot wait for this. I can't wait to watch the jam-packed Devaney Center, 8,300 plus. I can't wait for, I believe, someone on the athletic communication side in Nebraska crunched the numbers this week. I think it's the 42nd time, maybe the 43rd time ever in college volleyball that we've had number one versus number two. So that's very special from that perspective. And you're right. I don't know how to predict this. I really don't. I mean, obviously I've seen this team win. What's the number at, Rico? Did you say like 27, 28 straight Big Ten matches dating back to last season?
Yeah, it's something like that. And it's like 30 some straight sets also.
Yeah, it's 30 straight sets. The school record is 33. So like, I want to say hey, let's just get a 3-set win, tie the school record, go to 19-0, add another win. But I can't because Nebraska's outstanding. And, when I look at this 5-year plus run that Wisconsin's been able to beat Nebraska, I just think to myself, it's got to come to an end sometime. Hopefully it doesn't come to an end on Saturday because Wisconsin's playing so well right now, but I have no idea how to predict this one. My heart obviously wants to go with the Badgers. But when I use my head, I understand this is the best quality opponent since they faced probably Florida in the non-conference. So I would love to give a prediction. I have no idea how this thing's going to go.
Jon, it's going to be a blast. I know we're super excited for it. I'm glad to hear that the Wisconsin faithful are as well. And we're looking forward to talking more about it in the near future, especially when Nebraska has to travel to the Fieldhouse later on this fall. Jon Arias, the voice of Wisconsin volleyball. Jon, excellent stuff. We'll definitely have you back on, talk to you down the road. All
right. Thanks, guys. Where should I stop by in Lincoln on tonight later when we arrive? Is there a good spot? I should just go have a beer or something?
There's a couple. We might have to talk.
I'll shoot you a text.
We might have to have Rico text you because they might not be partners with our station. No free shout outs.
Yeah. I'll see.
Okay.
I'll let you know, and then maybe I'll meet you there. We'll see what happens.
All right, guys. Thanks.
There he is, Jon Arias, the voice of Wisconsin volleyball. Excellent stuff from Jon. It's going to be a highly anticipated matchup, obviously, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. first serve, prime time. Hopefully what we expect to be after a Nebraska football victory. Let's break down that Nebraska football game against the Northwestern Wildcats, and we'll do so with Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska coming up next as we continue Friday's show right here on the Happy Hour on 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and man, if the October incentives get better, you won't want to miss this. Happening right now at Koppel, you have 0% financing or $6,500 off MSRP on select new half-ton crew cab pickups. Yes, you heard right. Happening right now until the end of the month, 0% financing or $6,500 off sticker price. Those incentives are the best we've seen this entire year. Hurry on in while supplies last. Just take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus and with roof credit.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Fall for savings at Bonzall Pool and Spa. Beginning October 13th, customers can take advantage of great cash and financing options on hot spring spas. Get up to $1,000 off a new High Life Collection spa or $500 off a new Limelight Collection spa when you pay in full, or get 0% APR for 60 months when you finance. This amazing offer ends October 23rd. Visit them at 33rd and Pioneers to learn more on how you can fall for savings at Bonzall Pool and Spa.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with VenueDelivered.com. One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers 118th anniversary sale is going on right now. This sale only comes around once a year, so don't miss your chance to save 20% or more on everything diamond. Bridal and engagement rings, bracelets, earrings, and all diamond jewelry, 20% off or more. Our lowest prices of the year, now through October 25th, only at Sauter Heyman's 118th anniversary sale. Lincoln and Grand Island or SauterHeyman.com.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I vomited last night.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I literally vomited. I threw up.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Rico with you guys, as always, 402-464-5685. The Honda Lincoln Hotline and the Sauter Heyman text line are both open for you guys the entire show today. And huge shout out and thank you to Jon Arias, the voice of Wisconsin volleyball, for hanging out with us during the first segment, previewing the match tomorrow night. And now it's time to turn our attention to what's going on at Memorial Stadium tomorrow afternoon, and it's the Nebraska Cornhuskers versus the Northwestern Wildcats. Before we do, just for context, we have a popcorn machine in the back for the employees.
Yet somebody turned it on.
And somebody turned it on because the smell of popcorn
just emanating
at our radio station is just
everywhere.
It's wafting through the radio station right now.
I'm happy.
It's right here. We can smell it sitting here in
So
the studio. And without further ado, let's bring in our good friend Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska.
Yeah, friend's
Zack,
a little strong.
Yeah, just good. Zack was supposed to come into the studio today. He could have smelled the popcorn that's popping back there, but he decided to not show up and stay at home. So Zack, hello.
Well, boys, this is like the third or fourth time that I've been like, hey, can I come in? Or you guys are like, you want to come in? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I say that on like a Monday or Tuesday, and it's a future me problem. And the morning of, I'm like, hey, can we do it regular? We just do a phone again.
Well,
I got a lot of stuff going on, but maybe I did it. This is the first time I've ever done this segment, done this hit while I'm watching on live, like on mute. So I don't usually like to look at myself or whatever. And are you guys replay or is this payback with the photo from like 7 years ago. I mean, I look great.
Hey, you can send us a new photo if you would like.
So when Nick put this together, I go, why do we have Zack on a basketball court?
Hey, Zack Carpenter, known basketball knowledge extraordinaire over here.
Well, here's the deal. If you want to send us a photo, or if you just want to take, if you want us to take your current Twitter profile pic, like we do with every guest, we can sure do that.
Maybe I'll send you my senior year of high school.
Just keep it rolling.
My mom got professionally done.
There
Can you
go.
actually send us a baby photo and we'll put that up?
Yeah, and then you just got to guess who the guest is. Don't even put my name. Just, All right.
We're gonna do that from now on. Just baby photos, no names. All right, this is our guest. Figure it out.
Yeah. Anyway, once again, Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska with us. Zack, there's a lot of optimism in the air here in Lincoln, and I think throughout doing shows throughout the week, and obviously gauging the temperature of the fan base, there's a lot of people that feel pretty confident or optimistic about the way that this second half of the season could go.
Yeah, and I think you should be after starting off 3-3 and the adversity that's hit with all the injuries and then everything that happened with Jeff Sims in the first two games. I mean, after that 0-2 start and then Heinrich Harburg coming in for the NIU game, and the only sample size we had of him was the spring game, and then 2 snaps at tight end against Minnesota, and then 3 drives against Colorado. It's like, all right, he's starting, and there's just such a sense of uneasiness and anxiety, and well justified going into that one. So it's like, where is this season going to go? They need to get these next 2 games, and then they did, and now we're sitting at 3-3, where I mean, a bowl game is directly in sight with this super soft schedule on paper coming up. I mean, the only thing, if you're sitting here saying Nebraska's going to be 4-2 going into the second half of the year, or 3-3 going into the second half of the year, I think you would have taken it. But because the Minnesota game shaped out the way it is, I think that sort of set the tone of some anxiety for the season. But now I think there should be some optimism back. But it's interesting that Matt Rule, he'll what he's doing, like when he's up there at the podium sending a sort of pre-planned message to his guys, and he hasn't been shy about that. He has a message he goes into press conferences with, a message that he wants to convey. And in the past, we've seen him build up optimism and confidence in his team, and then when things aren't going well, he does that. And then now they got some momentum. They're starting to win. They're looking good. They won 3 of the last 4. And now on Monday, it was sort of like a tone it down press conference. So you guys haven't won anything. You guys don't have the right to have confidence, yes, but you guys haven't built up the right to think that you're just going to walk through the rest of the schedule.
Yeah,
I think that was sort of the message on Monday. This program in recent history has not been able to show that. And then at the same time, you're seeing Maryland goes down to the team they just beat in Illinois. Wisconsin loses their quarterback. Iowa loses their quarterback. Northwestern also loses their quarterback. So, and all these things are lining up where it's like, oh my God, what are the possibilities here?
Yeah.
And he's like, just temper expectations, calm down. You have to focus on getting this job done right here, right now, or otherwise none of that stuff matters.
We're speaking to Zack Carpenter on the Allo VIP line brought to you by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. And I guess, Zack, building off the backup quarterback situation, if Brendan Sullivan ends up going out there, I don't know if you've went back and kind of watched or looked at the box score of that Howard versus Northwestern game, but I want to talk about how tomorrow's matchup could certainly play into the hands of Nebraska, because obviously we know Northwestern's rush defense is not very good, like 108th in the country. And we know Nebraska's rush defense is pretty good as well, to where back on that Howard game, which was a dogfight, Northwestern won 23-20. They ran the ball 48 times and only passed it 18 times. I mean, the imbalance of play calling in that game with Brendan Sullivan at quarterback, if that's the case tomorrow, it could work out really well and play right into the hands of what Nebraska needs to do to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, I think the game script for this game goes a lot like the NIU game, where you have, I mean, with every opponent except for Michigan, obviously, Nebraska has made every opponent one-dimensional and rely on the passing offense, and NIU did not have a passing offense, and Northwestern doesn't either. If they have Ben Bryant in there, and even with him, they had the 96th passing offense in the country, and I see it as an opportunity where, and like you said, 106, 108th rushing offense. I think even worse. I have it down 118th rushing.
Oh,
offense
maybe it is. Maybe it is.
And so that lines up even better going up against the number 3 rushing defense in the country. So I mean, if you cut off that, Northwestern already doesn't have a good rushing offense. So if you cut that off, then they're relying on a passing offense that's not reliable. Even though they got a couple good receivers, but they've also allowed the 22 sacks, which is I had it written down. It's one of the worst in the country. It's bottom 25 in the country, and this tied 116th out of 130 teams in the country. 22 sacks allowed, and Nebraska has 17, which is one of the best in the nation. So I think if you're funneling the Northwestern offense to a backup quarterback, and a vulnerable offensive line, all the things are just lining up for Nebraska to be able to just sort of ground and pound their way like they did against NIU, and then they'll have those pass rush opportunities coming up here, and I don't know. That's what I see. I just envision Northwestern having a really tough time moving the ball and scoring points, and like they take care of the ball. They only have 5 turnovers, so which is one of the best in the country. So that, and being disciplined with one of the fewest penalty numbers in the country, those are the 2 things that they do well, but they just don't move the ball. And I don't think that they will tomorrow against one of the best, if not the best, defense that they'll face between either Penn State or Nebraska.
Now we're speaking with Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska. And Zach, I have to be careful the way that I word this so I don't sound like the reporter that asked James Franklin a question that's kind of similar. Nebraska's pass offense hasn't been great, and like you said, they have a chance to kind of ground and pound and get this game in control against Northwestern. But with the youth that they have on the outside and the kind of, low number of passes that Heinrich Haarberg has been able to throw or just has thrown, is there any way you can see Nebraska, maybe if things are going right, trying to air it out just to get a little bit more experience in running routes and catching passes for this really young receiving core?
I don't know if that's going to be an emphasis. I hear what you're saying. That makes total sense. I just know, I just think it's more important. I think the goal for Matt Rule and Marcus Satterfield is just win the game, however you have to do it, whether it's running it 40 times or throwing it 40 times, which I don't think that's I don't think throwing it 40 times is a game script for them. But Northwestern's passing defense it's pretty solid. I mean, 26th passing defense in the country, and they got a couple of corners who they've given up. It was 28 catches on 44 targets, something like that. 25 catches on 44 targets and a couple touchdowns. But their defense their pass defense is one of their strengths, at least statistically. And the freshman receivers, I mean, we've heard it now like 3 or 4 times, like about, is this their moment? Is this their time? Are they ready? And then now Matt Rule yesterday said they're ready. They're pretty much, they're more ready now than they ever have been. And they have to be, because now they're being so relied upon. I do think Malachi Coleman, I mean, that was my bold prediction, is that Malachi Coleman is going to score his first career touchdown and his first career start. I think they're going to have something cooked up for him, whether it's a one-on-one deep shot or even a jump ball. But I don't know if they'll. I don't think it's a game against Northwestern. Even though I do think Nebraska's going to wind up rolling through them. you have to be careful. I mean, we all know the history of Nebraska Northwestern and these pesky games and how they usually play out, with the exception of 56-7 a couple of years ago. Like, it's not an opponent you want to view as like a sort of like a practice round, if you will. I mean, that's not where we're at.
We're speaking to Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska. And Zach, I guess when we look at Nebraska's offense, I feel like it's a really weird dynamic, and just maybe unique is a better word, because I go back and forth on how to view Marcus Satterfield as the offensive coordinator of this team, because we know what the past Marcus Satterfield liked to do at South Carolina, and that was throw the ball. We know what Nebraska's not very good at and what they need to do on offense this year, and that's run the ball. But then you also have Matt Rule saying, if I would let him, Marcus Satterfield would want to throw the ball 50 times a game. And obviously that number is exaggerating. But then I also look at it as, okay, there's a lot of injuries on this offense, so maybe we need to cut them some slack and say, all right, Nebraska, they're still figuring out ways to win games. I just go back and forth personally on how to view this dynamic with Matt Rule and Marcus Satterfield and what this Nebraska offense's strengths are.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Nebraska's not playing left-handed on offense. They're playing left-handed with their right hand tied behind their back, and their left hand has a broken pinky finger. Like, all these injuries, their top two running backs go down with season-ending injuries, and so it's such a huge emphasis on running the ball. And then you have your quarterback go down, which wound up being a good thing in the short term so far. But then the completely depleted receiver room that was already thin. And that's before, they lost their number 1, 2, and 3, with the exception of slot receiver and Billy Kemp. They lost the guys who were going to be their number 1, 2, and 3 receivers. With obviously Xavier Betts' departure, and then the two ACLs with IGC and now Marcus Washington. So it's like a mash unit where you're patching it together for an offense that was already going to be anticipated struggles and a slow start, and then it just got even worse from the jump because of the turnovers, the penalties, and then the injuries. So I think for the job, for all those things considered, and trying to establish an offensive identity in your first year here, I think the offense has done okay. They've patched together wins. You know what I mean? Like, there's the opportunity to win games and rely on the defense, and that's sort of it feels like we have there's like a predominant story or main narrative that comes with each week.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 weeks ago, it was what's the offensive identity, and this week is not just the focus on the here and now, go 1-0, but also the adjustments the coaching staff is making. And you kind of got the sense of it this week, like the halftime reset going into the second half of the year, that, all right, we know now that we have to rely on our defense, play that sort of ball control style of offense, and get more disciplined with the penalties. But I know, like you said, Marcus Satterfield was honest. I love it when he's honest in his press conferences, which he has the last 2-3 times, and said, in deep depths of your dark soul, like, you want to throw the ball on 3rd and 11, but you got to tailor it to your personnel and maybe just run the ball or throw a quick dump off pass or whatever, get a few yards and punt. Because that's what, for the time being, that's the game script to win, especially in Big Ten West, where field position, defense, punting is all important.
All right, Zach, percentage that Nebraska gets to a bowl game in the next 3 weeks.
100%.
Oh, okay. Hello.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, realistically.
I think I maybe not put a certain percentage on it. I think it's looking good though.
Yeah.
Like Northwestern, we just dissected this game. Purdue's going to have. I don't believe in Purdue after picking them to win. I think, or win or cover spread in our weekly picks. I think I picked them 4 times and they lost. They either lost or didn't cover all 4 times. And then the 1 week I didn't pick them is when they cover. So like they're on my poop emoji list.
Okay.
So, but those two games, I do think, I mean, Nebraska should win.
Yeah.
Should win on paper. And then I've had them splitting this whole time. Like each time I do a record prediction in the off season, I did it a couple times, and then again in fall camp, and I had them splitting at Michigan State and Maryland, however you want to slice it.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing last year with at Rutgers and then Purdue. 'Cause it's like, all right, weird Friday night game on the road at Rutgers of all places.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after that, going on the road at Purdue, which is also a night game. It's going to be, well, we didn't know it was a night game at the time, I don't think, but still going on the road to Purdue can be a weird place to play. Those back to back. I'm like, I don't know which one they're going to win, which one they're going to lose, but I think they're going to split them. And then that happened. I think it's a similar situation with Michigan State and Maryland. So I picked Nebraska to go 7-5, and I'm making that bowl game. That's what I'm sticking with. But I don't know. They 2-1 or 3-0 is on the table. I can't say confidently yet.
Yeah.
Between Michigan State and Maryland. I mean, obviously Michigan State's program is in disarray, so that should be on paper a win. But again, on the road in a tough environment.
And then how about percentage of you actually coming in the studio next Friday?
Oh, 100% as of right now.
As of right now, okay.
It's an entire week away. That's a future me problem.
I was going to say, this is just clip it. This is just an experiment at this point to see how many weeks in a row we can get a verbal commitment. This is the problem with recruiting nowadays. You get the verbal commitments, and then on signing day they flip.
How big of a percentage are you into coming in on Friday?
Yeah, are you 1,000% in?
11,001%.
All right, he's committed.
Just like Urban Meyer used to say, a commitment just means you're in the lead. So you guys are in the lead.
There it is.
What my 1:30 p.m. Friday plans are going to be next.
Perfect. That sounds great.
We'll be waiting for you.
We'll be waiting for a graphic as well, and I hope you tag us on Twitter in it. So, all right, that's Zach.
Hayes Fawcett to make it for you.
Yeah, that's Zack Carpenter. That's Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska. Zach, we'll see you tomorrow at the game, man. Have fun.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, that is Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska. He joined us on the Allo VIP line. VIP line brought to you by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart. Let's take our final timeout. It's everybody's favorite segment of the week.
Yes,
it's Weekend's Picks. We have Strick's picks. They are on the way. He hasn't sent them back to me, but he is going to participate. He can't escape a week. Austin's sitting outside. We're here. It's going to be a blast. We're going to get ready for Weekend Picks. Not financial advice. Also not sponsored yet.
Quite yet.
Not yet. So if you want to sponsor it, check us out. Send us an email. Let us know. 402-464-5685. You can participate in Weekend Picks as well. We'll do that next on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
It's football season in Nebraska, and that means coaches are busy making game plans. I'm Eric Hagan with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. Liberty Law's relentless trial attorneys serve all of Nebraska. To learn more, visit libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Even before you start. That was a preemptive shh.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I already had someone created in my image. He's evil, he wants to take over the world, and he fits easily into most overhead storage bins.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Thanks again to Jon Arias, the voice of Wisconsin Volleyball, and Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska for hanging out with us. The show has flown by. It's an exciting day at the station. We have gotten art And so they're getting that hung up. So come on down tomorrow, 1040 Oak Street for the pregame show. Pregame coverage is going to start at 11, I believe, for the 2:30 kickoff. Come on down, hang out with us, grab some meal, grab some Beatrice Bakery, and come hang out with us as we get you ready for Nebraska Northwestern. We're joined on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream by our good friend, Eric Strickland. Stricky, what's up, my man?
What's going on? Glad to be on the show. Was able to handle what I needed to handle here thus far. So I'm excited about getting into these picks today.
Hey, okay. This is not, after not an exciting week of, I should say, there's not a whole lot of great games this weekend in college football specifically. There's a couple that are interesting, but not a whole lot of exciting ones like there have been the last couple of weeks. We're going to start here, but it's time for the weekend's picks music. Rico?
So I just remembered something.
Oh, no.
What?
He's on stream. He's on the Adobe.
Okay.
I can't do it.
Okay. So that's okay. No weekend picks.
You know what? Here, I'll just
thank you. That's all we need right there. This is perfect.
Scene set.
Just go ahead and fade it down, and we'll. So just imagine that you're hearing this. Yeah, just have Rico in the background. Anyway, so weekend's picks. Season records to this point. I am 57-30. Rico is 41-42. Austin is 44-40. And Strick is 22-23 overall here in the 2023 season. We do have a side bet to this weekend. Remember the whole super lock. We all know the drill, and feel free to follow along at home. This is not financial advice. We take the spreads just from ESPN, so it's no biggie there. So once again, not financial advice.
Listen to us.
Let's start here with the game of the week, probably. Number 7, Penn State travels to Columbus to face off against number 3, Ohio State. This is big noon kickoff. It's 11 a.m. on Fox. The Buckeyes are favored by 5. Rico.
Don't know why the Buckeyes are favored. The Penn State Nittany Lions are the better team in this matchup.
Okay.
So give me Penn State and James Franklin, who will not be throwing it down the field just to see what happens.
Ohio State is so banged up.
Yeah.
2 running backs, Egbuka. Really, they have Harrison Jr. and Stover on offense. That's really it. Their defense is good. I don't know how much I trust it to swing a game, though.
Yeah.
Nittany Lions, super lock.
Oh, whoa. Super lock to cover. All right, Stricky.
The first game.
How about that? He doesn't even know what else we're picking.
Don't care.
I'm gonna go with the Nittany Lions as well. No super lock.
No super lock there. Just all 4 of us taking the Nittany Lions. All right, moving on to the Pac-12. It's number 4 Utah traveling to Southern California to face off against the USC Trojans.
Trojans obviously. You mean number 14 Utah or number 4?
Yeah. Oh. Number 4. Did I say 4?
You did.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Number 14 Utah.
They should be.
Number 14 Utah versus number 18 USC. The Trojans are a 7-point favorite at home. This one's 7 p.m. kickoff on Fox.
Cam Rising, if he's playing in this game, is going to be massive. Utah has just beaten down USC every time that they face them. The streak continues. Give me the Utes.
Okay.
The stoppable force of Utah's offense versus the movable object of USC's defense. I think USC's offense bounces back.
Yep.
And they win. But I think Utah covers. I think they make it miserable.
Okay, Stricky, USC favored by 7. Who you got?
Yeah, I may believe that the Trojans may win this game. I like Cam Rising. I just don't know if coming into this game is going to be one of the ones that he probably would want to come back to. But it's very possible that he can shine. I'm gonna go Utah to cover as well.
I'm gonna go USC to cover the 7 points on Saturday night. All right, moving on. Clemson travels to Miami. Miami is a 3-point underdog. This one is on 7 p.m. on the ACC network. The Clemson Tigers, once again, favored by 3 on the road. What are you going with, Rico?
I haven't paid much attention to Clemson this season. But I like the combination of purple and orange. So
okay, Clemson it is.
Give me
Austin?
Clemson, I guess.
This is a tough one. This is one of those. I mean, it's not a great game, but it's one of those raise your eyebrow games.
Yep,
I think this is the season for both of these teams. Even on the road, I will take Clemson.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm gonna go against the grain on this one. I think there's probably some saltiness in the room. Yeah, it's gonna be a paper football flicker. I'm gonna say Miami's heated and upset about how they came up short, and I'm gonna roll with that. And I know you heard me kind of nervous about that in the background.
Stricky, I love you. I forgot. That's awesome.
He can see
the clicking of the pen. Hey, okay, so you're gonna go with the Hurricanes?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes.
I'm gonna go with Miami as well, and here is why. Miami played a really good first half of football against North Carolina last week after the insane decision making by Mario Cristobal the previous week against Georgia Tech. They responded really well. North Carolina is a really good football team, and they were just too much for Miami. I think Miami at home, also on a weekend where they're inducting people into the Miami Hall of Fame, this is the weekend that Miami bounces back. They're a 3-point underdog. I'm going to take the Canes. All right, moving on. Staying in the Big Ten here. The Wisconsin Badgers travel to Champaign, Illinois at 2:30 p.m. on 2:30 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. Wisconsin, a 2.5-point favorite on the road.
Why is this game televised?
Yeah, on Fox Sports 1 though.
Yeah,
Rico, who you got?
Neither.
Right.
Can they tie? Like, goodness gracious, this game is going to be disgusting.
You call for the push?
Yeah,
on a 2.5. I dare you to do it. I dare you to do it.
He's gonna be like,
can I push that up to 3?
I will give you 30 wins, 30 points if they push the 2.5. No, who you got? 2.5 point
Can I
favorite.
just put that up to 3 and then just take the push?
No.
I guess Wisconsin, they have a better offense than Illinois does. I think they have a better team overall. I like Braylon Allen more than anybody on that Illinois squad, so I'm going to go with Wisconsin.
Okay.
This is the week Phil Longo remembers that Braylon Allen exists. Not a pretty game. Badgers win by a field goal or more.
Stricky.
I think I feel what Austin just said. I would have to probably agree with the same sentiments. They've been kind of out of character, and I think they get back into their own character instead of trying to play somebody else this week. So I'm going to go Badgers.
Can you imagine Phil Longo's looking at number 0, big old number 0, and he's just like, who is this guy?
There's some weird juju in the air after Illinois beats Maryland last week. I'm going to take the Illinois Fighting Illini to cover the 2.5 point spread. I don't know if they win.
All right, Wisconsin wins by 1.
But they might. Wisconsin might win by 1, and that would be the happiest man in Lincoln, Nebraska. All right.
That would be ridiculous.
Moving on to the NFL. The Raiders travel to Chicago to face off against the Chicago Bears. This is a noon kickoff on Fox. The Raiders are a 2.5 point favorite without Jimmy Garoppolo. Aiden O'Connell, the former Purdue Boilermaker, and the former Detroit Lion getting the start for the Raiders. The Raiders 2.5 point favorites over Chicago.
Devontae Adams owns the Bears, and Aiden O'Connell will actually get him the ball. If you watched Aiden O'Connell in the preseason at all, the man looked pretty good.
Aiden O'Connell, 228 passing yards this year, 1 INT.
The man looked pretty good. I'm going to go with the Raiders in this one.
Okay.
Even though I love Justin Fields.
Give me the Bears.
The Bears? Stricky.
Jeez.
Exactly.
Every time I roll with the Bears, they disappoint me.
Okay.
But I may go Bears this time.
All right.
Yes.
I'm going to take the Bears as well.
I'm out on an island.
In the largest spread of the weekend, you might be on an island on this one too. Largest spread of the weekend, the Bills travel to the Patriots.
I'm not out on an island.
The Bills are an 8.5 point favorite. Can we just all say a clean sweep for the Bills?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Belichick magic in the snow?
Are you
in the
serious?
driving? No, I'm not serious.
Okay, so Bills all around.
Can I put a side bet on that Mac Jones doesn't finish the game?
No, because I'm not going to be able to monitor that.
I will.
Lions. Well, I don't trust you.
You can check the stats.
The Detroit Lions. Moving on. The Detroit Lions travel to Baltimore. The Ravens are a 3-point favorite. This is a noon kickoff as well.
Lamar Jackson has actually played really good this season.
He has.
His wide receivers don't have hands. I don't know if they all got cut off or what's going on over there, but I think I'm going to have to go with the Ravens because I love Lamar Jackson.
Yep. Austin?
Yeah, I like that line. I think it's pretty good.
Do you want the push?
Not me starting to buy into Detroit, but I'll do it. Give me the Lions.
Oh, hello.
Wow.
Hello, Stricky.
I'm not even going to go into details on it. Yes, Lions for me.
Hello. I'm taking the Lions as well.
Out on an island.
How about
again.
that? The number one team in the NFC.
Give me the purple.
The Lions are tied, by the way, for the number one spot in the NFC. The Packers travel to Denver. This is a 3:25 p.m. kickoff on CBS. The Packers are a 1-point favorite. So basically it's a pick 'em.
Should I go with the push?
I dare you.
Please do. Please do.
This game
walk off extra point.
Yeah. Oh, that would be ridiculous. No. I don't know. They're both. Jordan Love has been good and also bad, and Russell. The offense for Denver doesn't look great.
This is incredible analysis.
I don't
Rico.
look what
They've been good. They've been
No,
bad.
I said Jordan Love.
Jordan Love's been good.
The season
it's still
hot.
the same principle.
He started the
Just
season
incredible
hot.
analysis.
He
from
started
Rico.
the season hot, and then all of a sudden, apparently, he remembered that he's not Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
And
did he ever think he was?
He started the season hot. He was looking good.
He
Everybody's
was
like,
good.
"Oh,
He was bad. He was Jordan
What
Love.
is happening right now?
Just pick a team.
I'm trying to talk myself into one way or the other. I guess
I'll tell you. I'm going Broncos.
I'll go with the Packers.
Okay. See, there you go. I just had to pick one. So
I'm going with the home team.
Broncos for Stricky.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I was leaning Broncos, but give me the Pack.
All right. In Sunday Night Football action, it's the Miami Dolphins against the Philadelphia Eagles. Unfortunately, we don't get another Daniel Jones or Tyrod Taylor primetime right now.
Sad.
The Eagles at home are a 2.5-point favorite over the Dolphins.
Offense versus defense.
Rico. You want the push?
I don't want to pick the Dolphins because I don't want Sorensen to be happy. The Eagles looked very beatable. I don't know, man.
This is why you're 41-42 is because you have so much emotion tied into this.
I know.
The Eagles are a 2.5-point favorite.
I know they are. I'm going to go with the Eagles.
All right, perfect. I already wrote it down. Austin Dolphins. Stricky.
Damn. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
But I've been talking up Mr. Jalen Hurts for whatever reason. And it's just been in conversation. I'm just going to believe he's going to get it done at home. So,
okay. Did y'all catch our fantasy football or flag football drafts yesterday?
No.
So we did. So it's 5-man offenses and 5-man defenses. I tweeted it out if you want to see the teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
I took Patrick Mahomes for my quarterback. Stricky's last pick on offense, he went fantasy football style. Took Jalen Hurts with every other quarterback on the board.
Wow.
Stricky took Jalen Hurts as his fantasy football quarterback. So that's where that comes from.
All right, Stricky. Okay, here's the side bet for the weekend. We go back to college football. It's the over-under in the Minnesota versus Iowa Hawkeyes game.
Oh.
This is the total. The over-under total for Minnesota at Iowa is 31.5, the lowest in college football in the past 20 years, surpassing two previous Iowa games that both played in 2022. Those games had totals of 32 points. Iowa and Kentucky, that Iowa won 21-0, and Iowa versus Minnesota, that Iowa won 13-10. So then I ask you guys, the over-under for Saturday's game, 2:30 kick on NBC, and thank goodness that Jack Collinsworth and Jason Garrett are not calling this game because it would make it even that much nastier.
You're going to watch it.
I will.
You're going to have it on a side TV.
I will. I hope they have it up on the press box in Memorial Stadium. Minnesota at number 24, Iowa. We're not picking the spread, but just for context.
You said 31.5?
Iowa is favored by 3.5, but we're picking the over-under here of 31.5. So we're talking about basically a 17-14 game is what they're thinking.
Can
Wisconsin,
one of these teams score 3 touchdowns? That's my question.
Just to let you know, Wisconsin lost to Iowa last week 15-9.
Yeah.
Without Iowa taking a single snap in the Wisconsin red zone.
Do you I hate that stat so much. I really do.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Week in, week out, it's incredible.
I'm taking the under.
Can either team score 3 touchdowns on the other?
I think I'm under 2, man. I wanted to go out on a limb, but I'm looking at it and like I just
I'm trying. It's no fun to bet the unders. We all love points normally, but I mean,
This actually,
there's no
for
way.
Iowa, it's actually fun to pick the under.
I know that is true. That is true because you feel pretty confident.
I think I'm gonna go with the under. Also.
Under, okay.
We have been memeing this line all week.
Yeah,
not just us, but we as a college football just populace.
It's a 35-24 ball game.
Like, I don't think that's going to happen. But have we made such a joke of it that it? Like, am I overthinking it by taking the over? I'll take the over.
You're gonna take the over. I mean, here's the deal. Like, at the end of the day,
if I lose, I lose.
Yeah.
If I die, I die.
Yeah. But like, here's the thing: Deacon Hill's about to go out, about to throw 300 yards with Deacon Hill.
If Deacon Hill throws over 100 yards, I will be mesmerized
for 3 touchdowns and no picks. All right, now the game that we're all going to be watching tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. on Big Ten Network. Don't forget, guys, Strick and Rico, you guys have super locks to make. Don't forget.
Yeah.
So
I don't know where to put it.
Northwestern travels to Nebraska. The Huskers are an 11.5-point favorite. This game kicks off at 2:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. Rico.
I don't think Northwestern scores any points against this Nebraska defense. So I'm gonna go with Nebraska, and I think I might super lock this one.
All right.
What's our over under?
Oh, I do not know.
Because 11.5 would tell me like 24-13.
I think it's 41.5.
Okay, so that's telling me 31 or no 27. 40,
it's just 41
math.
So 41. Yeah.
So 26-15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are those noises?
Skurs.
Skurs. Okay.
Skurs.
Stricky.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll with the Skurs.
Okay.
I think I feel so good.
Whoa.
About Penn State beating Ohio State. That's the best.
That's my partner.
That's the best looking game for me.
That's my partner.
Are you super
Let's
locking
go,
Penn
Stricky.
State?
Do it. Do it.
I can't see any other game that I.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
how about
super
this?
lock that game.
How about this? So
That's my partner.
the two hosts of each show are super locking the same game. I am going to super lock Nebraska to cover. I see like a 28-10, a 31-10 ball game coming out tomorrow for Nebraska. So Rico and I will super lock Nebraska. Austin and Strick super lock Penn State. And there we have it.
We got on the block versus happy hour.
Our weekend picks.
Who wins?
I mean, here we go. So, all right, we got about a minute left here in the show. We can both win. I mean, honestly, if Penn State just covers the 5. Penn State can still lose. They just have to cover 5. They can't lose by more than 5.
Penn State better not lose.
So there you go. This has been a fast-moving show. What's coming up on the block?
We're going to revisit our Nebraska football predictions
Nice.
at the midpoint. We had those written down. So are we reevaluating Nebraska's final record at all? We'll talk some Huskers and Cats. College football weekend preview. A lot of those eyebrow-raising games.
Yeah.
Big week for a lot of teams, even if the games themselves aren't maybe that exciting. And Angel Alec will check in from ACC country.
There you go. Thanks to Jon Arias, once again, the voice of Wisconsin volleyball, for hanging out with us. Thanks to Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska for joining the show. If you missed any of it, go over to the ticketfm.com podcast page. We'll talk to you. Oh, I'll talk to you tonight. High school football, 7 p.m., number 8, Lincoln East, number 9, Gretna, 7 p.m. from Seacrest Field. On the Block is coming up next.
Adios.
A team succeeds when they work together.